Ocio Nagata. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to FireThief Productions, our production studio. What we do here is we make a lot of films. We are a production company, native owned. We actually have made the OCO TV for the past 8 years, going into its 8th season. So we work with our Cherokee people very closely, and this is the creative hub that produces that show, and we do a lot of other native representation projects, including the one we're here to talk about today. So Indigenous representation in media is kind of been our mission from the beginning, and our team tells the stories of artists, athletes, leaders in all walks of life, culture keepers, and everyday heroes. But one group of people have become the most important subject to me and others on this team, and those are Cherokee language speakers. And we have a lot of speakers here today, guys. A lot of fluent Cherokee speakers are here today. So, as of right now, there are fewer than 2,000 fluent Cherokee speakers. It's kind of crazy, and COVID's taken a pretty bad toll on our speaking population. But in that time, in the last decade, I would say, the Cherokee Nation has made a concerted effort a monumental effort to preserve and, protect the language into the future. And so, I'll probably never be a fluent speaker, but I recognize that as a citizen, I have a duty to help make a difference however I can. So our team here has made a point in creating content in the language. We create films in language. We've even cooperated with the Cherokee Language Department, making animated series. And so today, it's a really exciting day for me because I got my two passions. I've got my passion for Cherokee language preservation as much as I can, and also music, are coming together into one effort. So music's always been a big deal to me. I don't know if some of you might know me around. I've shot lots of concerts, lots of artists, promo photos, music videos, all of that through the years. Passed the torch down to Phil Clarkin and Greg back here about concert photos and stuff. But I've been a part of the Tulsa music scene for a long time. And, maybe I wasn't good enough to be on this album, but I found my place with the camera, to help contribute to the local music scene. And so a lot of the producers who are here today and the artists are friends of mine who I've gotten to know over the years. And so I brought their talents in to really bring this album to life. So it was about... where's Howard? About last year, about this time, I think, when Howard Payton, my friend, he's the director of the Cherokee Language Department. He came here to visit. He just popped in. We're good buds, and just had a good brainstorming session like we always do. He always gets me riled up with all the work that the Cherokee Nation's doing for language preservation. It's kind of amazing. I'm glad you're going to get to hear about that soon. But he showed me a music video of a popular Maori singer doing a music video. The Maoris have an amazing ecosystem of film and music, right? And that a lot of our nations around here need to emulate. And so he said, "Jeremy, we need this." I said, "Yes, sir." And so Howard probably will tell you I don't really do anything halfway. So by the end of the day, I had a list of 15 Cherokee citizen artists and a plan. And that was only a year ago. And that's why we're here today. So while the Cherokee culture has a rich tradition of gospel, which we're very proud of, and also we're really proud of the work that the Cherokee Youth Choir does, performing popular standard songs. We don't really have much original music. And we don't have much anything that you would hear on the radio or, something that kids would pick up on, and that was kind of the point. So we, this is why we're here. I don't know, you guys can correct me if, I don't know of any other modern contemporary music being made. Do you? I don't know. So this might be the first time. So that's what we're here today about. We're here to tell you about a compilation album of music, original music, performed in the Cherokee language. It's like hip-hop, Americana, pop, indie rock, country, metal, and reggae. All performed in the language by Cherokee artists. It's called Anadanaleski. That means performers. So, today we're going to hear from three folks who made this all possible, representing organizations that brought this to life. And so at this time, I want to bring up Howard Payton, the director of the Cherokee Language Department, and my good friend.
Still the God, Udawdis Dawado, Charlakawon, Nis, Charlakani was us, Dagalo Stonyho. So, Eliwus non the God non, Charlakani won these Ijaleha. So, if our first language speakers asked them to stand, give a round of applause to these guys. My Cherokee's a little patchy anyways, and when I get in front of cameras, it even gets a little worse. So, if you can imagine that. So I'm glad to be here. Like Mr. Charles had said, we're in a time that we've got to turn over every leaf when it comes to Cherokee language revitalization, and he's helped us do that quite a bit with cartoons and late night talks. He and I, Jen, I'm sorry for sometimes getting your husband or your dad often, for a 30-minute to hour conversation at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. But, it takes all of us to get involved in order to do this. And so I know, just like he was saying, we've lost a lot of speakers. In 2019, we lost 119. 2020, we lost 134. Last year, we lost 150. 70 of folks, 70 speakers to COVID. And so we are behind. It means the world to us. We believe, our elders tell us, that if we lose this, then the world ends. And so when we work, we have a group of people that's working night and day on this, that they come with that level of intensity. And when folks work with us, we generally get them a little bit half-baked because we need that level of intensity from them as well. And this group has definitely came and lined up right beside the Department of Cherokee Language, and has helped us in so many different ways. But right now, if you look at studies, we have 6,500 languages left in the world. 2 of them are passing per week, and by 2060, it's estimated there'll be 80% of the Earth's population will speak only 28 different languages. And so we are at a time that our language, our knowledge from indigenous life ways, how we troubleshot the world's problems for thousands of years, is bottlenecking. And I don't think that the world will be the same if we continue down this track, because there's so much wisdom, there's so much knowledge. Every one of these speakers that I have an honor to work with, from little kid on, is this one word sometimes changed my life because it's so deep. It comes from the very roots of humanity, our language does, and where it's not like English, where you can tell your wife, "Hey, babe, I love you." Then you can turn around and say, "I love pizza." Now, that doesn't work in Cherokee. There's different levels. So we're excited about this. About 10 years ago, I think Ryan Mackey's here somewhere. He and I had worked with a guy by the name of Tim Motekeritu from Maori country. He was the commissioner of the Maori language. And so he had came in, and first thing he said is that your next step you're going to have to make where kids are bebopping in your language. And this is what you've got to do. And so we have been trying. Like Mr. Charles said, about a year ago, me and him sat back over there, of course, eating, because when Cherokees get together, we like to eat, right? And we said, hey, this is what we need to do. We started looking at stuff. This is what our goal is. This is the next step. This is what we're working towards. And he said, hey, let's make a plan. And one night, about 9 o'clock, maybe a month later, he said, Skip it. I'm jumping off the cliff. I'm just going to do this. And so I appreciate it. And I've listened to the songs. I've listened to Big Zeb is a gangster type Cherokee rappist, where he raps and he's talking about making bread, and it cracks me up. So my kids, Uganos and Cute, they both are going to our immersion school, and so I sing one of them because I kind of slipped them the song. I sing one of them doing this here the other day, where they was talking about bringing home big money, and what cracks them up, they said, Edo, Sequin needs, and he drives a little bit of Fiat, and he's talking about his driving his big car, and so to see my kids, this is something that's personal. I have a nephew back here that sang a song, and is an excellent artist. To see that happen, this is going to be a step that our kids are going to learn our songs, and they're going to learn our heart rhythm, because Cherokee is a heart language. It's not a mind language. It comes from somewhere deep, and we're going to do that. I'm glad. I want to give a shout out to Cherokee Nation. Cherokee Nation is pushing as hard as we possibly can. 26 different language programs or projects going on right now. We're a 52,000 square foot language center coming up. Another school purchased, language villages coming up. All of these things are happening simultaneously. And so to stand beside you guys with this journey is going to take all of us to lock arms, and we're either all going to fall down together, or we're all going to stand up together to say that we will be a people until we lock arms at Gadua. That's our first town. And be truly a Nikatuwag. Lock arms with one another. Fall together or stand together. And this is a step today to know that we're going to stand together. Each of you lead you sing to God.
For more information, you can visit tulsaworld.com.